And we're going live in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Festival Theatre. If you're looking this way, you'll realise that it's slightly different because up to now we've been in the King's Theatre. Well, here we are in the Festival Theatre for this afternoon. And we hope you're going to enjoy the concert that we've got prepared for you. It has a Valentine's theme for this afternoon. Now, I know Valentine's Day was the 14th of February, but we can stretch it a little bit, can't we? We started our concerts with the same song for the last 4 or 5 times, ever since this song was written. It was written by a group called Tea and Jam and goes to a tune from Nat King Cole. And we're going to start again with that this afternoon. So we're going to sing the song L-O-V-E. Now, if you've been tuning into these concerts, by now, you'll know the tune and maybe the song too. So please join in with us and sing along, won't you? Here we go, L-O-V-E.
Hell is looking at the world outside. O is opening the window wide. V is visiting our friends and family, and E is for enjoying everybody's company, and L is for the lovely ladybirds. O is for the otters in the park. V is vocalizing, singing songs and hearing voices. E is for enjoyment that I get from exercising. Love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. 2 in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. S is for the sun upon my face. C is for the children playing outside. D is for the darling yellow daffodils. R is for the river flowing down towards the sea, and L is lovely dawn, and thank you, ma'am. O is organizing tea and jam. V is for the very talented music man, and E for everyone who'll no doubt give a clap for them, as love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. 2 in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
Excellent, well done. I even heard Peter's harmony coming in absolutely superb there. I hope you heard it too. Great. I said it was going to be a Valentine's afternoon, and here's a lovely song that we're going to sing, and I'm sure you'll know this. We're going to just do the chorus of this particular song, but you'll know it ever so well. We're going to do it twice through, and it refers to Valentine's. I'll be your sweetheart if you will be mine All my life I'll be your Valentine. Sing it with us, won't you? Here we go.
I'll be your sweetheart if you will be mine. All my life I'll be your Valentine. Bluebells I've gathered, keep them and be true. When I'm a man, my plan will be to marry you. I'll be your sweetheart if you will be mine. All my life I'll be your Valentine. Bluebells I've gathered, keep them and be true. When I'm a man, my plan will be to marry you.
Do you know, we have a saying at Forget Me Notes when we're singing maybe one of the more difficult songs. Well, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that I come in early. And if you were listening there, I can't count, you know, and I came in early, but never mind. Now, if you've been following us with these concerts, you'll know that we've introduced different people to you from the choir, from the people that Forget Me Notes work with, those living with dementia and carers. And this afternoon's not going to be any different. So I'm delighted to be able to introduce to you this afternoon, Eileen. Eileen has been a Forget Me Note now. We were just working out before we started. It's about 4 years, is it not, Eileen?
Yeah.
And it's a delight to have you as part of the Forget Me Notes. Now, given that it's a romantic theme, Eileen, here's the first question for you. What is the most romantic thing that anyone has ever done for you?
You'll see I've got my notes because my memory doesn't work.
Excellent.
I'll give you a bit of background. I met my now husband in 1989. He was a bit younger than me and still is. We moved in together in 1990, bought a house together in 1994, and then I had a baby boy in 1996. So the most romantic thing was when he actually proposed in 2014. Took me out for lunch. We had a lovely lunch with lots of cocktails, and he'd seen a jeweler where there was a lovely ring, and by that time he was going to buy me any ring I wanted.
Excellent.
So we got the beautiful ring, and that was only 18 years after our son was born. So we decided not to have a big wedding, couldn't be bothered with all that. So we booked a holiday to Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon. So we booked the wedding at the Wee Kirk o' the Heather and went at the end of our holiday to get married. I've recently discovered that it's been knocked down, but
Oh dear.
I think they're challenging that.
I hope other people have got married in it since.
I think so.
Oh,
I
that's
think
good.
so.
That's good. Excellent.
We didn't tell anybody, so we just emailed people and let people know once we'd been there. We couldn't tell our son because my partner's mum, Penny, who came to the Forget Me Notes, we would have had to tell her, and it would have just caused more problems. So we didn't tell anybody.
So you eloped.
We eloped.
Oh,
Off on a
how
trip to the Grand
romantic is
Canyon.
that?
Lots of people were guessing, I have to say.
You just referred to Penny there, who was one of the reasons why you came to Forget Me Notes and have been with Forget Me Notes ever since. Why is Forget Me Not so important to you, Eileen?
Well, we started coming in 2018, as we said, 4 years ago, and I felt it was nice to take Penny there and enjoy the company and the songs and just the relationship that people have with music. I feel that music can connect with many people, and it can change your mood and your state of mind. And I hope that my joining in helps contribute to what we can do as a group.
Absolutely, I'm sure it does. And thank you for your participation with Forget Me Nots. Eileen turns up at everything and sings away. And as somebody who leads for Forget Me Nots, she always smiles, which is great because it's a great encouragement for me when you're leading a group like that, one or two people smile now and again. Eileen, thank you ever so much. We're going to share this afternoon in a real treat because we've got a tap dancer come to share with us, and Christina's going to dance for us, and she's going to dance to the song that you'll know. It's called Almost Like Being in Love. Thank you, Christina. How good was that? I spoke to Christina before. She was rehearsing earlier before the concert started and discovered that she has been dancing since she was 2 years old. That's how long it takes to get to be as good as that. I have a story about somebody who tap danced. When I was younger, I was a boy soprano. I used to sing, and I entered a talent competition on one occasion. The folks behind me will probably be fed up of listening to this story, but I thought I would tell it. And I sang in the talent competition the song, The Holy City. I don't know if you know it, it has a really high note at the end. And I thought, oh, that's good. I've done well here. I came second. The person that came first was a tap dancer, and she sang the song Peanuts. I think that's possibly all my song was worth, but never mind. Christina, thank you ever so much. I'm going to introduce another two people to you just now. So Pat and Francis, come and sit alongside me. We're so lucky to have Pat and Francis as part of our choir at Forget Me Nots. They've sang with us on Zoom. They sing with us at Sopton Park. They've supported us all over the place as we sing and share. And because it's Valentine's, Pat, Francis, I thought we could start with the same question as I gave to Eileen. Maybe we'll start with Francis first. What is the most romantic thing, Francis, that anyone has ever done for you?
Well, I don't know if it's romantic, but what I will tell you is it's funny. I was never a one for boyfriends or things like that when I was growing up younger. And however, I went into my work one day, 18, 19 I'd be, and there on my bench was a lovely card and a lovely bunch of flowers. So I opened the card and it said, "To my flower from your petal." And I thought, wonder who did this? And I'm trying to go through all the guys that I work beside. Some not so good as others, but yes. And it took me 2 months to find out that it wasn't my guy. It was my work colleagues, my called friends who had got together and thought it was a great laugh. Francis has not got a boyfriend, but we'll see if we can get one. So it was all the girls that decided for me
To send you a
to
card.
send me a card and my bunch of flowers. Very romantic, but the wrong type for me.
Yeah. I happen to know that you worked alongside another of our forget-me-nots. You worked alongside Ian.
Yes, I did.
Ian unfortunately isn't able to be here today because he hasn't been so well, but I do think Ian is watching. So Ian, hi
Well-
there, and hope you're feeling better.
I hope you are, Ian, and I'm sure you'll remember all the times we had in Fines, doing the printing, and umpteen laughs we had.
Excellent. Pat, same question. What is the most romantic thing anyone has ever done for you?
It probably goes back a long, long time. I come from Aberdeen, and I met who was then to become my husband in the Beach Ballroom in Aberdeen, and that was on the 13th of February.
Right.
And we went on to the most romantic time was the day I got married, because we got married on the 13th of February, and that would have been 57 years ago last week.
Oh,
So my wedding day was the most romantic day, and we loved to dance.
right.
So our first dance was just amazing, and just the whole day, it was a terrible day. The weather was shocking. It was absolutely horrendous. All the bridesmaids, the wee flower girls, were chittering away there.
In Aberdeen on the
In
13th
Aberdeen on
of
the 13th
February.
of February, yes. So it's always been if you want to say, a romantic time for us of the year
Yeah.
was around Valentine's Day.
Lovely, lovely. Here's the next question I've got for you both. What does forget-me-nots mean to you? So, how many years will it be? About 3.5 years you've both been with
Yeah.
How
forget-me-nots?
long
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
been
Yeah,
with
yeah,
us, Ellen?
So, what does forget-me-nots mean to you, Francis?
Well, I think I didn't know anything about forget-me-nots until you arrived at your work and helped us along and said we would like some people to volunteer for singing. I love singing, sang in the choir in the church, which was kind of rubbish, but the choir master will not let me go. And when I did come along, for my own esteem, it was really good. But for the people round about that I got to know and got friendly with, who had dementia, and it was amazing that the music, how it could lift them.
Yeah,
And I still remember when we went to one of the folks' homes, and there was a wee lady sitting straight across from me. And she was probably bad with her dementia, but she was amazing when we were singing. At the end of it, her wee foot was tapping, and that's all. But I thought, Now, is that no amazing
Mm.
how music can do that for somebody? And I would think that I would love to carry on with the Forget Me Notes as long as I'm able.
Good. Isn't it great to see that happen for somebody that just captures a rhythm and is able to express something when people are singing? So, Pat, I'm going to ask the same question. What does Forget Me Notes mean for you?
Well, it certainly means an awful lot. And I didn't know anything about Forget Me Notes until you came to St. David's. And it was only when I was speaking to you one day and said, I'm not a singer, but I'll love to sing. And you said, oh, come along to Forget Me Notes. We meet at the Salvation Army Thursday every fortnight. Great. And I have never looked back since that day. I just find that meeting people, met people, I didn't know anything about anybody with dementia before I came to Forget Me Notes. And it's been a real education. And, you know, you get loads of laughs. If you feel down when you go, you're uplifted by the time you leave. And when you come here and do this, and you just meet so many different people, knew nothing about theatres or behind the scenes or anything before I came. And it's just so uplifting. And to sing, it's the best gift you can give anybody.
Oh, how
To
lovely is that?
to just sing with other people and people with dementia and see what they get out of it, you know, and how they become alive
Lovely.
just through a song
Yeah.
that means so much to them from their past.
Well,
And it's just lovely to see. It really is lovely to see.
and I think I say something on a video that we have. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? I'm sure it's been
Oh, it's
so
true.
important,
It's
isn't
so
it?
true.
Well, we're going to follow the Valentine's theme now with another song, and we're going to sing the song Stupid Cupid. Join in, join in. If you don't know the words, well, maybe you'll like to tap your feet and join in with us in that way. So here we go, Stupid Cupid.
Stupid Cupid, you're a real mean guy. I'd like to clip your wings so you can fly. I'm in love and it's a crying shame, and I know that you're the one to blame. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. I can't do my homework and I can't think straight. I meet him every morning at 8:30. I'm acting like a lovesick fool. You've even got me carrying my books to school. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. You mixed me up for good right from the very start. Hey, now go play Robin Hood with somebody else's heart. You got me jumping like a crazy clown, and I don't feature what you're putting down. Well, since I kissed those loving lips of wine, the thing that bothers me is that I like it fine. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me. Hey, hey, set me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Pat and Francis. That was great. I'm going to introduce you to two more people now, because we're going to meet Dawn and Paul, and they're going to come and sit alongside me. So let me introduce you, first of all, to my colleague on the end, Paul. And Paul and I have shared the leadership of Forget Me Notes now for a little while, and it is such a joy to work with Paul. Paul is far more than a guy that comes and plays the piano. He brings his heart and soul to the experience to Forget-Me-Nots. And we are just delighted, and I'm just delighted to have a work colleague and a friend like Paul. I'm also delighted to work alongside Dawn. What a privilege. She's a lovely human being, and we've certainly all benefited so much from Dawn's input, not only into these concerts and helping us to put all these together, but in her work over the last few years. So I've got a couple of questions for you both. And we'll start with ladies first, because I think that's the best way, isn't it? So Dawn, what is the most romantic thing that anyone has ever done for you?
Well, I'm not really into big grand gestures. And a lot of my friends probably wouldn't say I'm particularly romantic. But if it's just something small, like, you know, if somebody was to get me some nice daffodils and I can put them in my window, or even sometimes just somebody bring me a nice cup of tea, that feels just feels very lovely. Yeah. But I suppose for me, if I'm thinking about a romantic moment, I'd probably go back to, pretty sure you all mentioned this a second ago as well. It was my wedding day. So my partner and I are both dancers, professional dancers, or were. He was very much on a different type of dance to myself. And in the whole 11 years or so before we were getting married, we never danced together. It just never happened. And people always found that quite strange. We thought it was normal, but nobody really understood how that could be. And then as our wedding was approaching, all the talk started, oh, your dance is going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. And we just really thought we were just going to do a bit of a shuffle like everybody else does. And then it got to a couple of days before, and my now husband, Alan, said, you know, we really probably are going to have to do something. So we met after work one night for an hour and threw this routine together. And it was a mix of ballroom dancing, some hip hop styles, and sort of funky, sort of commercial type stuff. And we had an absolute ball with our friends dancing it. I mean, it was just the best moment. And yeah, I'm really glad that we actually did do that now rather than shuffle around the floor.
Excellent, excellent. So Paul, same question to you. What's the most romantic thing that anyone has ever done for you?
Well, having just listened to Dawn, all I'm thinking about now is how much I want to get my hands on her wedding video so that I can share the joy of that moment. I don't know if I'm particularly romantic either, but I can think of one grand gesture that happened to me. And that was a few years ago when it was approaching Valentine's Day. And I was feeling a little bit stressed. I didn't know what my partner and I were going to do, how we were going to celebrate Valentine's Day, and nothing had been said, and it all felt a little bit awkward. But then on Valentine's Day itself, I received this postcard through the mail, and it was just a picture of a place, and it said 6 p.m. on it. And I looked at this and I thought, I don't know where this is. And I racked my brains and finally worked out that it was Waverley Station in Edinburgh. So I thought, well, I think I've got to go there at 6 p.m. And it felt a bit risky. I thought, well, what happens if I get there and there's just trains? But fortunately, I walked into Waverley Station and there was my partner holding a red rose. And that felt in that moment like the most romantic thing ever, really. I felt like I was in a movie, really. So that'll do.
Excellent. Dawn, you know, throughout the last 2 years, which has been difficult for all of us, hasn't it? I know that you've offered a great deal of support to a lot of people, some of them sitting behind me, others possibly sitting behind the camera. But I'm wondering, what is it that drives you to give that support, and what is the desire that makes you want to offer your support to people?
There's a few things that go on in my mind, but like as soon as you ask a question like that, I feel like a question back as just why wouldn't you? Like why would we all not do our best to create a better life for anybody that's, you know, the last 2 years, for anybody that's we've all went through trials, tribulations, we've celebrated about things, but together why would you not want to do that for everybody? You know, I absolutely am passionate and truly believe that it is a fundamental right that if you love the arts and despite a diagnosis of any kind, it's our job as an organisation and our job as facilitators to make sure that people can take part for as long as they want. And so that's a driver. And personally as well, having a family, you know, both my family members lived in the house with us, and they both had dementia. And after my mum died, I kind of took on the caring role for them for a while. And so I just feel that I have a natural affinity as well and an understanding, both from, you know, an unpaid carer perspective as a young person, but also for what they were going through. And actually, I often think, had I known then what I know now, what I would have done differently for my family. So now that I have more knowledge, that's why it's my driver.
And the wonderful thing is that your family has just grown and you're able to do all this for the folks that are behind the camera.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Paul, we've shared Forget-Me-Nots now for quite a few years, and lots of different experiences in lots of different places. Why is Forget-Me-Nots so important to you?
Well, I think it's fair to say, yes, I can't even remember the year that in the dim, distant past when I came to join Forget-Me-Nots and we began our work together. But Forget-Me-Nots definitely changed my life, I think, personally. And I think what drives me on a day-to-day basis with Forget-Me-Nots is that I passionately believe that as we sing together, we stand with each other in a really quite a powerful way. And that has the ability to bring change. It can bring change for people personally. It can bring change to what's going on in people's brains. It can bring change to us communally as well as people. And that's what I love to see it's on a daily basis when we're working with Forget-Me-Nots, and that's what I really love.
We were somewhere this week and we've been going to this particular care home for a number of years now, and this particular lady has taken part with us on quite a number of occasions, and yet on Tuesday there, I've never seen that lady so animated in all my life. She just grew in that music session, and it's those kind of joys, isn't it, that really touch your heart and inspire you to do more. Dawn, we sat down quite some time ago to think about these concerts and think about what we could do together, and to realize them and put them together has been incredibly special. What have you enjoyed the most about working together and working in partnership, achieving what we've achieved?
Yeah, I think just what you said there around it's the partnership and the shared vision, and the fact that, you know, you'll meet people and you'll meet organizations, other groups who you just connect with, and you know that at their absolute heart, they have the same ambition for people living with dementia. And it's all about creating better lives for as long as we can. And you just can connect and you can feel it. There's a tangible energy in the room, isn't there? And I think that was always apparent with the three of us. And it's the friendship as well. You know, with all of you guys, that's huge. It's got such an impact. It doesn't matter if you're living with dementia or you're a family member, you're a carer, you're working in a care home, or for us, all of that friendship together is just so powerful, and what it's all about, isn't it?
You know, we all have so much to teach one another, whether we have dementia or whether we don't. We have so much to learn from one another. As an Englishman coming to live in Scotland some years ago, I learnt a really special Scottish saying, you know, and I trot this out every now and again. I may have already said it to you, who knows? But I love it. It just simply says this: we're all Jock Tamson's bairns. I bet you know it too, don't you? I hope we all get to know it as a communal comment, because we're all a part of each other's lives and we can enrich each other's lives. Well, thank you both. We're going to enrich each other's lives now with a song from Elvis. And we're going to do the song, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. It's a great song. Join with us and sing, won't you?
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Should I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things were meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things were meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you.
Well, what a lovely song that is. We'd like to say a big hello and a huge congratulations this afternoon. One of our usual tech people who are here is Heather. Heather's not here today. She's done something so much more important because she's given birth to a lovely new baby boy. And we want to say congratulations, Heather. Enjoy being a parent. All the sleepless nights, tremendous. But our thoughts are with you. And one day, Heather, we hope you'll bring your little baby to see us. And that would be absolutely wonderful. You know, these concerts have been funded by the Paul and Nick Harvey Fund. And they wouldn't have been possible without the funding that came from them. You may be aware of who Paul Harvey is. He has been featured on the BBC. He wrote a piece of music some time ago that was taken on by the, I think it was the BBC's own orchestra. And it was amazing. The issue for Paul was that he has dementia. Well, a fund was given to them, some funding was given to them, and we were the recipients of some money that enabled us to deliver these concerts. We were speaking to Lizzie, who is the person who looks after our element of the funding. So while we were talking to her, I took the opportunity, I think I was being a wee bit cheeky, if I'm honest, of saying to her that we were doing this concert, and I asked her the same question. What was the most romantic thing that anyone had ever done for you? And she told us, which was great. She gave us two things, in actual fact, that she felt was the most romantic thing. That one day, after she'd finished work, she'd had to go and do some shopping for her tea, for her and her partner. And when she got home, her partner had poured her a glass of wine, poured her a bath, and had sorted out a Netflix film to watch. And they shared a lovely evening together. She also told us of the time when her partner went to Canada and spent some time working over there. And she was preparing to fly over to see him. And he sent a little wallet for her passport in order that as she went on her journey, she would remember. How romantic is that? How lovely, isn't it, that partnerships together can express themselves in this way? So thank you ever so much to the Paul and Nick Harvey Fund. We've thoroughly enjoyed doing these concerts, and we're hoping this isn't going to be the last. We might be able to do some more. Who knows? You'll have to keep watching to see. But it's right this afternoon that we should say thank you to a few people who have contributed to the success of the concerts that we've shared. So I want to say thank you to Isabel. I want to say thank you to Roz and to Alice and to Ian, to John and Elaine, to Amelia and Peter and Edith and Eileen, to Pat and to Francis and to Dawn and to Paul. I want to say thank you to our dancers. They've been Highland dancers, we've had ballroom dancers, and today we've even had a tap dancer. And how good has that been to share? I also need to say thank you to Gus and to Ross, who've stood in and helped us on the piano, and that's been wonderful. You see, it really has been a partnership, hasn't it, putting these concerts together, a partnership of people who have brought their heart to express things to you and share our love for music and dance and our love for being together. We have a great song to finish our concert with this afternoon. You'll know it ever so well. It's a Nat King Cole, and it's a beautiful standard song. And we're going to sing the song, When I Fall in Love, It Will Be Forever. Join and sing with us.
Fall in love, it will be forever, for I'll
which just leaves me with the privilege of saying a huge thank you to you for allowing us to come into your home in the way that you have each month, to come and sing and to share. And maybe you've danced along with us, but thank you for the privilege. And all we are going to say from Capitol Theatres, from Forget Me Notes, is keep watching this space, because we might well be back. But thank you ever so much, and bye for now. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.